Right now, we are diving into a deeply powerful explainer designed specifically for those of you hitting that massive wall of corporate burnout. We've sourced this material from the Resilience Blueprint, and honestly, it's a pure, concentrated dose of perspective for those moments when the relentless demands of your career just feel entirely too heavy. If you're here with us today, you're probably looking for some clarity. You're looking for a solid reason to keep pushing your leadership journey forward. So let's unpack this together. Listen, stop scrolling for just a second. Let's pause. I don't know exactly what your professional life looks like today. Maybe it's back-to-back putting out fires, endless restructuring, or maybe a Q4 push that is literally draining you dry. But I know this much. You are tired, you're overwhelmed, and maybe you're seriously thinking about quitting your job or stepping down from leadership altogether. Just take a breath, because this explainer is built exactly for where you are sitting right now. Here is the absolutely crucial takeaway. Do not make a decision in your lowest moment that destroys your future. See, it's a massive psychological trap in the corporate world. When we hit professional rock bottom, burnout kind of tricks our exhausted minds into believing it's always going to be this bad. But throwing away years of hard-earned career equity or rage quitting because this quarter is unbearable, that's a permanent reaction to a temporary season.
Section 1, the brink of giving up, the illusion of the end.
Everyone, and I mean literally everyone, hits that point where life just feels way too heavy to carry, where you start genuinely asking yourself, is this even worth it? But here's the ultimate paradox of success. The very moment you feel like quitting, you are actually closest to a breakthrough. Why? Because the friction is always the highest right before the object finally moves. That unbearably heavy feeling isn't a sign you aren't cut out for leadership. It's just the toll booth you have to pass through right before your career really opens up.
Moving into Section 2, the reality check, normalizing the struggle.
Let's just be completely honest with each other for a minute. Nobody climbs the ladder or builds a company without thinking about giving up at some point. It is a completely normal biological response to high stress. The only difference, the literal dividing line between a stagnant career and highly effective leadership, is the choice you make in the face of extreme discomfort. Some people stop when the pressure hits. Others feel that exact same, terrifying pressure, but they choose to continue anyway.
Think about the business leaders, the founders, and the executives you admire today. They didn't start at the top. They were once completely broke. They had their pitches totally rejected. They were entirely ignored in their industries too. They didn't have some magical immunity to failure or boardroom politics. They simply stayed in the fight when it got deeply, truly uncomfortable.
Section 3. Pain as proof of growth. The friction required for success. We really need to fundamentally rewire how we view the struggle. Our default human programming tells us that pain means we're failing, that if our job is this hard, we must be doing something horribly wrong. But what if the pain you're feeling right now is actually proof that you are growing? You are expanding your leadership capacity to handle bigger budgets, larger teams, and much harder conversations. Naturally, that expansion is going to hurt a little bit.
Think about it. Nature itself requires harsh conditions to build strength and value. Muscles literally cannot grow without the micro-tears caused by heavy resistance. Diamonds, some of the most valuable natural substances on the planet, absolutely do not form without immense crushing pressure. And strong leaders? They are forged in exactly the same way. They aren't built during the easy-breezy quarters. They are built in the hard seasons. So if corporate life is hitting you incredibly hard right now, I want you to remember this. It might not be breaking you. It might actually be building you. It is actively constructing your executive presence, your grit, and your capacity to handle all the success that is waiting for you on the other side of this burnout.
Section 4. Surviving your track record, the anchor of your past. When you're feeling incredibly weak, I want you to look at the hard data of your own career. You survived the late nights you thought a massive project would totally sink you, but you delivered it. You survived the times you felt completely alone, dealing with a toxic manager, an impossible deadline, or yet another grueling 2-hour strategy meeting that definitively should have been an email. But hey, you're still here. You have a 100% flawless track record of surviving your worst days at the office. Mathematically speaking, you are undeniably stronger than your current situation. So I have to ask you, why in the world would you quit now, after you've already survived so much? You have already paid the heavy price of admission through years of grinding, learning, and overcoming brutal obstacles in your industry. Why step down right before the payoff? You've invested entirely too much career equity to just walk away empty-handed right now. Section 5. Discipline outlasts fleeting motivation.
the pragmatic solution. Look, relying on motivation is a trap. Motivation is a fair weather friend. It fades. It disappears the second the market turns, when a client yells at you, or when you're just plain exhausted. But discipline is what keeps you going. It's the sturdy, reliable tool that makes you log in and execute on a rainy Monday morning when that shiny, exciting feeling of your job is long, long gone. So how do you actually build that discipline when you're deeply burned out? You shrink your timeline down to the absolute bare minimum. Step 1, just take it one single day at a time. Don't even think about next quarter's projections. Step 2, take it one step at a time. Just focus on the very next email or the very next meeting on your calendar. Step 3, stack tiny, microscopic victories. That is exactly how impossible workloads are actually conquered. And remember, even slow progress is still progress. You've got to release this intense pressure for speed. In the professional world, it is incredibly easy to compare your exhausting behind-the-scenes reality to a competitor's perfectly polished LinkedIn highlight reel. You've got to stop doing that. Just focus on your own forward motion, no matter how agonizingly slow it feels today. Our final section, your story is not over, the cathartic conclusion. I want you to project yourself into the future for just a second. One day, you are going to look back at this exact moment of burnout, the very moment you wanted to throw the towel in entirely, and you will be deeply, deeply grateful you didn't. From the vantage point of the highly effective leader you are currently becoming, this intense pressure will finally make perfect sense. It's going to be the defining chapter of your entire career. I really want you to internalize this. Don't stop now. Don't quit now. Don't give up now. You are simply too close to the breakthrough, and honestly, your team needs the resilience you are building right in this moment. You have invested way too much sweat and equity to turn around. Your professional story is far from over. The pen is still firmly in your hand. So I'm going to leave you with this one question. What will you build with the pressure you are feeling right now? Will you let it break you? Or will you let it forge you into a brilliant, unshakable leader? That choice is entirely yours. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay disciplined out there and keep pushing forward.